Game Freak has the chance to change competitive Pokemon forever with Pokemon Champions. Right now, we know next to nothing about it, and all we can do is speculate, but I'm pretty sure we're all hoping that it's basically going to be official showdown. And with the Pokemon Presents coming up pretty soon that will hopefully give us some more Champions news, I thought it'd be fun to share some of my hopes for the game. So, number 1, generational gimmick formats being released in waves. And what I mean by this is we don't just have, Terra, Mega, Z Move, Dynamax all at once right away. They kind of like gradually ease us into the gimmicks. Maybe starting off with Megas and doing that for a format, and then moving from Megas to Terra, and then moving from Terra to Dynamax, and so on. Now, I don't know if it's going to make for a super healthy metagame to have multiple gimmicks at once, but I'd be down for maybe 2 gimmicks at a time, like Mega and Terra at the same time, or Dynamax and Z-Move at the same time. But like 3 of them together would be way too much. Number 2, I want to see some nerfs. Now, this isn't really specific about Champions, these nerfs could happen in the mainline games, but there are 3 things that I mainly want to see happen, which is I want Knockoff to get the Scald treatment. Knockoff is the most broken move in the game. There is no reason for a move that has that good of utility to have that high of base power with no drawbacks. Take it out as a TM, just obliterate its distribution. I don't care what you do. Maybe even degs at the move entirely, because I hate that move. Something needs to be done about Urshifu. Hitting through Protect and always landing a critical hit with no drawbacks is absolutely absurd. What I think needs to be done that doesn't completely take away Urshifu's gimmick is to make Surging Strikes and Wicked Blow +2 critical hit ratio moves not guaranteed critical hit moves. So it could still get a guaranteed critical hit if it holds the scope lens, but that forces it to give up its item slot. So it can still have a guaranteed critical hit at the cost of giving up its item slot. And for Unseen Fist, make it so that it deals half damage through Protect, not all damage, or make it so that it has some kind of recoil if it hits through Protect. Alright, number 3, a way to change IVs. So IVs, or if you want to go with the official term, which is probably what they will be referred to in Champions, which is species strengths, cannot be changed except a non-31 IV can be brought up to 31. That's the only thing that you can change. It's absolutely ridiculous that we still don't have a way to reduce IVs to 0, because there are absolutely use cases for having a 0 IV, like 0 attack for special attackers to reduce the damage of foul play, and 0 speed on Trick Room mons to go faster. Ideally we would have a way to control IVs from 0 all the way to 31, because there are times where you don't want a 31 IV or a 0 IV, you want a 29 or a 27 or something. But really, I'd mainly just be happy with a way to reduce IVs to 0. Number 4, we need a 6v6 singles ladder. Currently, there are only 2 formats that the game supports, which is Bring 6 Pick 3 singles and Bring 6 Pick 4 doubles. There should absolutely be a 6v6 singles ladder to mirror what happens in the game. It could even be a thing against NPCs, like a battle tower or a battle factory or something like that, where you can build up a streak, and I think that could be cool too. It doesn't have to just be player versus player. Number 5, I want there to be a way for previous VGC regulations to stay open once a new one has opened. I loved Regulation H so much that I was really sad to see it go when it was replaced by Reg G. Now, if there's a way that you could still play those formats, in an archived section, there could be an archived format section and then the current format section, because being able to go back and play other really good and fun regulations would be really awesome. There needs to be, in some way, shape, or form, a way to do Open Team Sheet online. I think Open Team Sheet is just a really healthy thing for the metagame, and it just takes away a lot of the variance and makes the gameplay a lot more consistent. If we're gonna have other gimmicks come back, like Z moves and megas specifically, because those require held items for them to activate, then Open Team Sheet will make those experiences much better and much more fair and much less of a guessing game. But overall, just the fact that there's Open Team Sheet in-person tournaments, but not in online tournaments, just feels kind of weird. And I think just using the team rental like summary screen would be a perfectly fine way to do Open Team Sheet. All right, number 7, just some increased like accessibility features in terms of what happens during the game. In recent generations, you can press the Y button and you can see like if Tailwind is up, how many turns are left, if Sun is up, how many turns are left for that, and things like that. But something that Showdown has that is really useful is it keeps a log of what has happened on all the turns. This is great for if you weren't looking for a second and you want to see what your opponent did. And it also keeps track of things that aren't listed on cart. Like if your opponent gets a photosynthesis boost, it doesn't keep track of what stat was boosted. So if you missed that, you couldn't tell what stat was boosted. Number 8, there needs to be a spectator mode. The fact that tournaments have to record from one person's perspective just feels really weird and kind of invasive, honestly. Because, I mean, I know that if I were on stream and it was on my side, I would be really self-conscious about, like, the moves that I'm picking and, like, how long I'm taking to pick the moves. Also, you can see, like, the HP that your Pokemon has. And I think they even used to block that in previous generations. But having a built-in spectator mode so that you're not forced to look at it from one person's perspective would be a great thing for official tournaments, and it would just be a lot nicer from a viewing perspective. Number 9, a built-in way to record games. Now, I'm not just saying this because Showdown has this, I'm saying this because of the existence of the Versus Recorder. This was a key item that could be used to record games that you played online or like through like link battles and things like that. And they just completely got rid of this in Gen 8. There is no way to record your battles unless you have a capture card and are already recording the battle. Or on the Switch, you can press the screenshot button and it will record the last 30 seconds. But like, that's it. And lastly, number 10, I don't want a way to be able to get a shiny just by clicking a button. You know, Showdown has the option of being able to make your Pokemon shiny by just clicking the shiny button. But if an official Pokemon battling system had that, it would really take away from the uniqueness of shinies, and it wouldn't really feel earned at all. How I'm guessing that it's going to work is that if you have the Pokemon, you can transfer it to Pokemon Champions, and then you are allowed to edit it in any way. You know, edit the moves, edit the IVs and EVs and things like that. And if it is shiny, it will stay shiny, but if it's not shiny, you can't just change it to be shiny. And I think it should stay that way to maintain the uniqueness and rarity of shinies. So those are just some of the things that I want from Pokemon Champions. Please let me know in the comments what you want, and if you see any of the things that I said as being realistic, or if you think I'm just spitting total nonsense, let me know. But either way, I appreciate you hanging out to the end, and I will catch you in the next one.